Heidi ho, third grade. Wednesday night homework. You are going to need a highlighter and a pencil, a piece of paper, and your assignment sheet for wind power and solar power. So today we're going to do question number 6. It says, write a paragraph about windmills and wind turbines. Let me repeat that. Windmills and wind turbines. Give 2 examples on how they are alike and 2 examples on how they are different. We can do that, can't we? So in order to complete tonight's homework, we only need to concentrate on wind power. So I'm going to fold my paper in half just to be able to see that a little better. Remember that this is a windmill and this is a wind, or a wind turbine. Let's read this out loud together. Put your brain on it. Let's do some reading stamina. First word is people. Ready, begin. People have found new ways to make electricity. These new methods use renewable resources, such as wind. Unlike coal or oil, we will never run out of wind. Wind is moving air. Different areas on Earth heat and cool at different rates. As air warms, it rises. This pushes the cooler air closer to the Earth's surface. We feel this movement as wind. Wind forms all over Earth. It is a clean form of energy. It does not harm the air we breathe in any way. Nice job. Second paragraph. Ready? Begin. Wind energy is not a new idea. People have used it for thousands of years. Wind energy moved ships across the ocean. It turned the blades on windmills. The windmills used the wind energy to grind grains into flour or to pump water. Today, people use wind turbines. These machines catch the wind and turn it into electricity. Wind energy is an old choice, but it is also the best choice for the future. Okay, well, I thought it might be a nice idea to fill out a Venn diagram before we write our paragraph. You do not need to draw this Venn diagram. I went ahead and did this so that we could organize our thoughts before we write our paragraph. Let me get this centered. Okay, so here we have wind turbines on this side, windmills on this side. You see my W got lost in there. And then things that are the same about these we'll put in the middle. I'm going to get my paper. I'm going to use this to help me. So turbines and windmills starts here. So this is what I'm interested in. Okay. Wind energy moved ships across the ocean. It turned the blades on windmills. So wind turns the blades on windmills and also on turbines. So wind turns blades. This is what is the same. Again, you don't have to write this. If you'd like to, you may. Okay. Windmills used the wind energy to grind grains into flour or to pump water. Okay, wind turned blades. Let's also put that the wind made energy. So the wind is moving, and now we have bigger things moving because of the wind, and that movement is called energy. And then we can use that movement to do other things. For windmill, the energy is used to grind flour. So energy is used to grind flour. Okay. Grind grains into flour, or to pump water. So I'm going to put an or, pump water. Okay. The windmills. Okay. Today, people use wind turbines. These machines catch the wind and turn it into electricity. So this energy is used to make electricity. All right, so we have two things that are alike, only one thing that's different. So I'm looking at a turbine and I'm looking at a windmill and I'm remembering, oh yeah, these are kind of old and these are kind of new. And then let's see if there's anything else. I'm rereading. Grind grains, pump water, wind turbines, catch the wind, turn into electricity. I think this is probably all we're going to be able to get here. So now we're going to use this to write a paragraph. So go ahead and get your piece of paper at this time. You like my little man? I put him there so that you could see how tall these turbines are. They're very, very large. Let's go ahead and put our name on the top of the paper. If you have lined paper, that's best. I don't have a piece of lined paper here, so I'm going to use a piece of white paper. And I believe I put the wrong date on last night's homework. I think last night was the 2nd and today should be the 3rd. And I might just have all these dates wrong. I'm not sure. Today's Thursday, the week before, so we'll see. I should check it, but I don't have a calendar. Okay, we're going to write a paragraph. To write a paragraph, we are going to begin with a topic sentence. Then we're going to move to, I'm going to use my paper to remind me what they asked for. They asked for 2 examples of how they're alike, 2 examples of how they're different. So 2 examples alike, you don't have to write this for how they're alike, and then I'll do 2 examples for how they're different, and then I'll do a closing. Okay, so this is going to be 6 sentences. However, I might be able to do a compound sentence in there, in which case I won't have to have that many sentences. So a topic sentence. I always like to look at the question to help me with the topic sentence. They're asking us to talk about how they're alike and how they're different. Windmills and wind turbines. So I'm going to start with wind mills and I gotta come down here, wind turbines look back, look back, look back. Windmills and wind turbines both catch the wind and make energy. Now, my topic sentence here, which is what this is actually taking care of one of my likes. And that's okay. I'm going to go directly into my next like and talk about how the wind turns blades to make the energy. So windmills and wind turbines both catch the wind to make energy. The wind turns the blades of both, and I don't know what to call windmills. I could say structures of both structures, but I'm just going to write windmills and wind turbines again. When I finish writing this, I'm going to reread it to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I'm going to do this. Windmills and wind turbines both catch the wind to make energy. The wind turns the blades of both windmills and wind turbines. So actually, I've taken care of both of my alikes. Okay? Now I'm going to talk about windmills. Windmills are very old. They were used to, now I can talk about grinding flour or pumping water. They were used to grind flour. Look at this kind of flour. It's not like one that grows. That's a homophone. It sounds the same, but it's different. Different spelling. They were used to grind flour or pump water. Okay, we got both of those. Now, grind flour, pump water. I'm just going to X those off of my Venn. And now I can say wind turbines are new. And they turn wind, do you remember, into electricity. So they're electric in there. Into electricity. Okay. So we got new and electricity. So we've got two ways they're alike. They both catch the wind, they both turn. Two ways they're different, old and new, make flour, make electricity. Now, sometimes conclusion sentences can be tricky, and so what I like to do is to look back and say something else about wind energy that I read here, or windmills and wind turbines. Well, we've been using the wind for a very long time, so I might want to use a conclusion or a closing like that. People have used, I'm going to say people have used the wind. People have used energy from the wind for many years and will continue to do so. That could be my closing. Or people use energy from the wind in different ways. People have used wind energy in different ways over time. Because we're talking about old and new. I'm going to go with this last one. People have used wind energy in different ways over time. You can do your own closing. It should definitely have wind energy in it because that's what we're talking about. And your opening should definitely have windmills and wind turbines and energy. So there's a paragraph. It's a nice paragraph. Make sure that you have capitals and periods. Make sure your spelling is decent. And please make sure that your handwriting is beautiful. Nice job, third grade. Sorry that was a longer one. I'll try to make it shorter tomorrow. Okay, happy evening. See you in the morning.